And in the UK, the Labor Party finally has a new leader to replace Gordon Brown. Here now is Emma Alberici in London with the details on that one.
Good morning, Barry. Well, this election campaign was a very drawn-out affair. In fact, it lasted 5 months and was around 4 times longer than the general election campaign. In the end, though, it was a 2-horse race between brothers Ed and David Miliband. David Miliband was, from the outset, considered the front-runner. He was the former foreign minister. Ed Miliband, on the other hand, was the relatively unknown climate secretary in Gordon Brown's government, but surprising most pundits, in the end it was Ed Miliband who won the position. And let's just have a listen now to how each of them reacted to that result.
David, I love you so much as a brother, and I have such extraordinary respect for the campaign that you ran. Today, a new generation has taken charge of Labour. A new generation that understands the call of change.
It's a huge day for the Miliband family. Not quite the day for the Miliband family that I would have wanted.
Will you still play your part at the top of the Labour Party? And if you're offered, as is rumoured, Shadow Chancellor, is that a job you want to do?
This is Ed's day, not my day. I am not going to talk about myself at all today.
Just as a little footnote, David and Ed Miliband's father, the late Ralph Miliband, was a Marxist philosopher, and the general thinking here is that if he were alive, he probably wouldn't have voted for either of his sons, considering them both to be not left enough of centre. Now, it's curious to note that Marion Miliband, their mother, had decided to abstain in the vote.
So what in the end gave the younger brother the edge over the older brother? What made the difference?
Well, it was a complicated voting system which ultimately relied on the distribution of preferences, and quite controversially, Ed Miliband won through the support of the union movement. Now, the Conservatives have seized on this. The Conservatives, of course, are in government, in a coalition government with the Liberal Democrats. They've come out and said that Ed Miliband's victory is really an indication of just how much influence the union movement has over Labor. Now, this will play well, of course, when they're sparring each other at the dispatch box, because there's a real change now, as the leader of the opposition is a quite different character then, and they will paint him as such as they stand there and spar with him and say that essentially they've lurched to the left, and this won't play well with the majority of Labor. And of course, it's important to note that the MPs within Labor did not vote for Ed Miliband for that very reason.
Emma Alberici there in London.